Where would you draw the line between arrogance and confidence? Because I mean, to do what you're doing,
Yeah.
you have to be confident.
Yeah. I'd probably say I'm not arrogant. I'd say I'm a bit cocky and I take it a bit too far. But when I know I'm right, even if I might not be, if I'm so adamant I'm right, I will push for that
Yeah.
to be right. A past employer of mine slowed me down a lot. I worked with industry tools that weren't good enough. For example, I learned how to use Adobe years ago, and I've been using Adobe software and Photoshop for years. And working in a job where I had to use Canva, which, don't get me wrong, Canva's great for
Yeah.
people who aren't designers, and it gets the job done at a high enough standard that you can get something out quickly.
Yes.
However, when you need to produce mass amounts of work in various formats, why am I using a tool that's slower for someone who can do it quicker in other software?
Yeah.
I just feel like I was running with my legs tied together, essentially. And
It's
that's
interesting.
about it.
I've never got on with Canva.
Yeah.
I mean, I did use Adobe, and then they went subscription. I was one of these that dug the heels. And it's like, no, I'm not doing that. And then
Yeah.
I started using I don't know if you know the Affinity suite.
Yeah,
of
Affinity is
iSerif.
great. I mean, I've never had a good enough chance to play with it, but I moved to Figma.
Right.
And with Figma, it's just, I think it works better for my brain because it's just this giant artboard and
Yeah.
I can see everything. And I'm like, oh, I can just pick that bit and put that into the design. Everything's there all
Yeah.
at once. And I can just use whatever's there. And it makes it my process quicker and just, I just love Figma. It's one of the best software.
I think to be fair though, I mean, going back to what you were saying about you felt that Adobe was better for you. It is just about finding the right.
Oh, yeah. It's what's right for you.
Yeah, whatever works for you.
Yeah.
And I think, well, dare I say it, there are now obviously budgetary constraints on that. I mean, I've sort of laughed about the Adobe subscription model, but in some ways,
It is a limitation for people.
yeah, and I suppose some design studios would say it's kicked out the wannabes and pretenders.
Yeah.
Because
in that way, yes, 100%, it's kicked out a lot of people, but then they've moved to others, and those other tools have grown dramatically.
Yeah.
Like when Sketch became a really good tool for people to start using, and Figma kicked Sketch pretty much out the way.
Yeah.
And it just works because it's all web based. It's not limited.